Welcome back to the Console Complete Podcast, featuring myself, Spencer, my co-host Matt with the NFL Gaming TV, and live and in person, Fist Cake.
Oh, okay. I was waiting for the end, coming from a veil in between worlds.
Nah, not this time, dude. You're here.
Well, I still have to come from somewhere.
Well, yeah, no. You see, that's
from
the
your
mystery.
dad.
All right. Leave my dad.
So it's probably gonna be a little bit more of a casual because we're all in person, so we want to just chill. And so let's start with what we play this week. Of course, Fist Cake starts off.
I play video games. Tuesday, I played Borderlands 2 with Kelly from Super Hopped Up. We basically just did the entire stream trying to quote and remember 2012 memes, which includes My Gerd, if you remember that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. An oldie but a goodie, you know. And I think that's when like the 4-panel comics were just coming to an end.
Right.
Or that it was in the middle of it, one of the two.
Rage comics.
Yeah, the Rage comics. It was like it was either at the peak going down or it was already on the incline going down. I can't remember. And I think Gangnam Style came out in 2012 as well.
Dude, Gangnam Style is a fucking banger.
Yeah, 2012 was a crazy year. So
It was a crazy year. A lot of stuff happened. I mean, you had the whole Coney 2012 thing.
Yeah, the whole Mayan calendar bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. The world ended that year.
I wish. No. So I played that. It was pretty good, chill times, just talking, shooting stupid shit. We actually, I was just kind of browsing on YouTube, and there was this video for like, hey, Borderlands 2 mod, and I'm like, oh, cool. Google's keeping track of too much shit again. And I looked into it. I'm like, oh, this actually looks pretty fun. So this coming week, we'll be doing the same thing with the mod.
Oh, what mod? Like what?
Yeah, what does it do?
It's basically mostly like a balance thing, along with like just kind of giving you weapons from the pre-sequel, which came out later for Borderlands 2, and a bunch of various just like little tweaks and fixes and whatnot. We'll kind of see more of it once we play this week, because it's. I mean, I played 5 minutes with them. I'm like, I can't really tell anything different, but I mean, we'll find out. But it's basically like it's called like the Reborn mod pack, which is like a bunch of mods into one pack, and had to download that. It was weird because it's like kind of like one of those mod installers you have to install. That's not from like the Nexus mods or whatever. That's all clean and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like the loading screen's like some dark, mysterious wolf with like red glowing eyes. It's like, oh, cool.
It have its own theme music too.
I didn't. If it did, I didn't hear it, but it could have, maybe. Probably that Headstrong, probably from. I'll take you around, hip Borderlands 2 mods.
Oh, that song sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Oh, come on, man! It's the
Just like the
best.
band, you feel trapped when listening to it.
Heyo. So that's that. Trying to think. Wednesday, I try to play Smash, and then like for some reason this week I just got like super like dead and like lethargic whenever I started like playing Smash. I'm like, oh cool, I'll just have some fun playing Smash, and then like an hour and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know what's going on. Oh god, maybe I just haven't got enough of sleep. So whatever, I'll make sure I sleep good for next time. And so I do. The following day, I played Apex Legends with Butternut, and it's still. I mean, I tried out just using the controller this time, and I actually got more kills than I've ever had in my entire battle royale career.
Wow!
Yeah, so, like it's like 5, but
nice. 5 whole people, dude.
I need to kind of like look into the stats for that, because the way they show off kills is not like your total kills amongst all characters, unless I had to like I had to look into it. But it's like one for like each character you pick. So like I killed like blah 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 with this character, and I killed blah blah with that character.
Right.
So it's kind of I need to figure out if there's a way to kind of like track it across all characters. Nothing really new or exciting there. It's just a really good battle royale game. I think the reason why I enjoy it so much is that it takes a lot of like the typical grind and whatnot of other battle royales, and kind of just makes it nice and smooth for you.
That's good.
I am having a new difficulty where mostly I just kind of want to play in my free time, like by myself, not with people or friends, because you have to open up voice chat and then all that stuff. But the problem is everybody's playing it, so I have to play like, oh, is that are they on? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, can I just go invisible and they won't see me playing? Oh no, it's still on my Discord and it's still on like the actual Apex Legends saying, oh hey, this person's playing this game. Like, oh, okay, how do I okay, I'll just play when nobody else is playing, so I don't even get the remote chance of somebody trying like, hey, you want to play? I'm like, oh no, I'm leaving right now, bye.
It's going to be harder and harder to play games like anonymously from your friends.
Well, I'm waiting until they unlock solo and duo modes and all that stuff. That'll be easy to...
Oh, because then you'd be like, I'm just doing solos.
Yeah, sorry, man, I'm just doing a quick solo, no big deal. Whereas this one's like, oh, you have no reason to not play with me except for if you don't want to. I'm like, oh no, you caught me. But like it happened like when we were wrapping up towards the end of that stream, somebody else I know, I was like, oh, I should invite them, but we're only playing one more match, so I'll just not even worry about it. And so we play through the match, and as soon as we get back to the main menu, he's in the menu. He's like, hey guys, you want to play a quick round? I'm like, no, sorry, man, we were literally just wrapping it up.
Oh, that's always the worst.
So I was like, see you next time, maybe, I don't know.
See you never.
Goodbye forever.
You have to make a new account just to play like anonymously.
Oh, that's what I should do. Just make a whole fucking new account. Whatever. Anyways, so that was okay. Actually, I'm not okay. It was fun. Then we play, and then oh yeah, Wednesday was Mutant New Year's. I'll worry about that for the end. So I played Smash again Thursday after the Apex stream for another hour, and the exact same thing happened again. Oh, hey, USA Voyager, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, Bob?
Hello. Do my Princess Diana wave.
Moments before tragedy.
Wow.
Oh, too soon.
Wow, dude, I can't believe that.
Too soon, Matt. Come on. Jeez Louise.
I said tragedy.
I know. It's nah, you're right.
You know, it was a sad time for England, I guess.
I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there.
I was like 3.
Well, you should have felt heart or sadness in your heart at that time, Matt. Come on.
Yep.
Totally did. So I tried to play more Smash on Thursday, but the exact same thing happened again. It was like an hour into the stream. Like, I can't do it.
Playing Smash takes a lot of mental fortitude.
It does.
Apparently.
Like, because especially now that you're getting better, you're thinking about more things.
Maybe.
Yeah, because like that happens to me all the time. Like, it's kind of a toss-up whether I'm going to be able to make it through a whole stream without like gassing out. You know, where you just get like, I can't even think anymore.
I cannot move.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just got burnt out on Smash, or if I'm just like lethargic in the afternoons now, or if I just need better sleep or whatever it is. So I'm kind of slowly working on it. I think next week I'm going to incorporate some Tekken 7 just for funsies, see what happens. So I didn't get to finish Smash, but I did play a little bit. Then later that evening I played 4 Souls with Rogue Rage Gaming and Peach Berry, and I finally won one. It was an out of nowhere win. Well, not really. I was kind of like playing on it for like 2 whole rounds. And then
two whole round, like 2 complete cycles of a turn.
Yeah, because basically it's kind of like neck to neck with D and Peach for a bit. Then Coulter got some couple souls. I think he got like the Gluttony soul or something, and some other one. And then I managed to kill one that had 1 soul. I think it was
That's not an enemy.
Yeah, no. We haven't. It's level 2.
Right.
No, I think it was Monster, actually. Monster 2 or a Monster, I can't remember. And then Mom's Heart was underneath that, so.
Nice.
Well, actually, Mom's Heart was out there for a while, but people kept putting a monster above it because nobody else could really fight it except for me because I had 4 hearts thanks to lard and some other stuff. I'm like, oh no, stop it! I want to kill Mom's heart. Like, well, we can't do it. Why would we do that? I'm like, oh, throw me a fucking bone here. Come on. So they did.
Socially engineered. Guys, I'm in last. Come on.
Come on, guys. Give me a chance. It's not like it's really going to happen. I mean, come on. I have to hit them like 300 times.
What up, Corn? You missed the whole Ultimate stream this morning.
Well, way to go, Corn. But welcome.
Slept in again.
Thanks for hanging out. And so I killed Mom's heart by like the skin of my teeth and finally won one.
Sick.
Friday, I did nothing. Yeah.
It's a good day. Yeah.
Because I was just like, I can play Smash again, but I don't want to be like fucking quit after an hour again, too. What happened? Oh, we played Smash for a few hours. Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, what happened? I got an ad. Oh, you missed the Smash stream, Corn.
You missed Smash Ultimate.
You must have slept in. And we had fun.
Good times. I thought there was one other game. Oh, I played BattleTech was free this weekend.
Oh, how is that? Because we played a little bit of that, I thought.
Yeah,
and you paid for it.
Like it, and we paid for it. Yeah.
Because I played like 10 minutes of it, and I was like, I played like the first mission, passed the tutorial. Church, that'll do it. Passed the tutorial, and I got to the part where like you got double crossed and you're fighting off these mechs or whatever.
Oh, that's where we got.
Part we got to.
Okay, cool. Then out of nowhere, like everybody was like completely fine on health. The old guy like maybe had like half armor or something.
Right.
And then I have him go like melee another enemy because they were like literally walked up in front of us. And I guess his back was turned and some other one just snuck up behind him and like blasted him to pieces. And he died instantly. I'm like, oh, cool. Well,
I think that's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it restarted.
Never mind. That's not supposed to happen.
It failed the mission. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I seem to remember something about some kind of like old man sacrifice moment, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'm sure it happens like
later.
Canonically, yeah, after like you finish the actual mission itself.
Right.
But no, you lose the mission and you have to start your last autosave. What was the last autosave? Right at the beginning of the fucking mission. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play this anymore. Because on top of that, the whole like when the whole city gets destroyed or whatever, it was like stuttering at that. It was so bad. I'm like, I know it's not my computer.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I was mostly just disappointed in like, I don't know, none of the mech stuff worked the way I thought it was going to.
Like, because it's supposed to be like XCOM, like combat and tactical turn-based or whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a tactical game.
And it doesn't feel like that.
No, it feels like they don't give you any control over like the stuff that you think would matter. Like there was a thing where you had multiple weapons that shot missiles or whatever, and you were supposed to. And in fact, I think that part was just bugged or something because you were supposed to be able to select multiple targets.
Yeah,
and then it wasn't hitting multiple targets, which just go after the first one in the list, and then you couldn't choose like a weapon separate from the rest of them to just do a specific action. You had to do the whole or nothing for a lot of stuff. And it was just like, how is that tactical? You're a mech. The whole point of a mech is you have like hard points and soft points, and you're like using all your different stuff for situations and like.
No, I was super confused by
or you can missile.
Yeah, I was super confused by the multi-targeting thing too. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, you're not alone.
I did like 2 in a row. I'm like, okay, well, I guess it just doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe I missed something.
That's where we were at.
Yep.
But
yeah, that game is like, I don't know. I don't see the appeal.
It's just a little disappointing.
Not even a little, a lot.
I guess
it's very disappointing. Yeah. But I'm
I'll tell you right now, it's not nifty.
You wonder what we're talking about? Well, check out the previous stream. Whoa! Only hardcore fans will get this. Whoa.
You know, content behind previous time.
Content in the past. But
what a weird game.
Yeah, it's very weird. I was hoping it was more like Front Mission or something, which it kind of it's almost like it, but it's not like good.
It like tricks you.
It's
like,
whatever.
It shows you all these stuff you can edit, and turns out none of it matters.
Well, we only played the beginning, so I wouldn't say
none of it
that
matters,
much.
Matt. All right, I'm saying.
If you don't like it through the first mission, then it doesn't.
Well,
matter.
yeah, it definitely. You know,
it's I don't know. It's just really weird. I wished it was a lot better, but I don't know.
Yeah, I wish it was XCOM with mechs.
But maybe someday, but not this day.
There's a severe
They also
lack of good mech
released
games.
a expansion for it, or DLC that was not very well received either.
Great.
That sucks too, because BattleTech is like a long-standing tactical like table like war game that's been out for like 20 years or something like that.
I think longer than that. It's like 80s, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 30 years. And you know, it's always been one of those games that I always wanted to play, but it's expensive to get into. It's like Warhammer in a way. And so it's like, oh, sick, there's a game coming out based off it. That's going to be really cool.
Well, we all know that sometimes board games don't translate into good video games, such as Mutant Year Zero. I did a perfect transition. Yeah, I did.
That's actually really good.
I'm a hero. So we finished Mutant Year Zero this week.
We beat it, and the ending was like a wet thump.
Well, the feeling that we got when completing it was euphoric because we don't have to play that fucking game anymore.
We were released.
Finally.
It wasn't even that long. It was like 4 or 5 like streams, right? It wasn't that many streams.
That would have been quicker
it was like
too
a
if we didn't have
game.
technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Wet thump, dry thump. That's true.
More superior.
But yeah, that game. Go ahead. You're talking.
Oh yeah, no. And like it was okay up until like the last mission. Because we were always just like, okay, in order to beat these guys, we're going to have to go around, eliminate everybody else, silently using the same method. So that's like hours and hours of tedious work.
That fist cake, you know,
sacrificed himself for.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
You really made the end of that game possible.
Thank you. I tried. But basically, I did all that just to kind of like level up, get more points. But then I found out there's like actual weapons that are good
that you don't get until like they're like the last weapon you get.
You don't get until like it's like the last 2 missions is when you get these guns in the main story, quote unquote. But you can also go through the side stuff, which I found one gun, found another, or found like the best armor, and then I got to level 50 when the lady was like, "Hey, I got a gun and another armor for sale here." I'm like, "Sweet." So I go and buy it, which was altogether like 650 scraps. And after like playing through the story mode up to that point and playing like all these side stuff, I had like 500. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna type in some numbers here. No, I got 900 scrap. Cool. Oh man. Well, now I can fully suit up everybody with all this armor and guns. Oh no, I can only buy one of each. Okay, that's fine.
That's so crazy.
Why would the game throw me a bone now?
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that the game was hard. It was just stupid and tedious.
It
wasn't even a fun hard.
Yeah, it was
not the hard type of fun.
It was very tedious until we got guns that kind of like
did proportionate damage to their health.
Yeah, because like for the entire game, it was always like we only had like maybe max of like 10 health. Max 3 armor or something like that.
Yeah, max. I think we had one person with 3 armor.
And then you fight like fucking people with like 25 health
and 4 armor.
4 armor, and all you have is like these guns that maybe do like 6 or 7 points of damage, so 10 on a critical.
And yeah, these are mostly upgraded weapons.
Yeah. And the upgrades are just like the highest you upgrade something is adding 2 to its damage. Mm-hmm. And each upgrade is just an extra +1.
Yeah.
The most boring upgrades of all time.
And there's only 3 tiers. So there's 1, which is nothing, 2, which is +1, and 3, which is +2.
Yeah, altogether.
That's it. That's the whole upgrade system for all the weapons across the board. It's the same for everything. It just raises standard damage and crit damage by 1. They didn't go with like it's a shotgun, so maybe shotguns might just upgrade crit damage or something, or maybe just standard damage, and then sniper rifles upgrade crit damage in a certain way. No, they didn't even go that route. They just
initially they have that, but they don't.
They have that as
you can't spec into it,
right?
Yeah, you can't spec into it.
It's like just
you can add mods.
You can expect stuff like that to be like that weapon special ability or something, you know, or coming from an add-on.
Yeah. And then the add-ons, you only had like 4.
Yeah. there was like no items in the whole game.
Yeah, like all the mods were burn damage plus percentage, electric damage plus percentage,
crit.
aiming, crit.
Yeah,
for the most. I think actually that was the entire thing.
Oh no, weapon range.
Weapon range. Yeah, the scope also
that was
increases
the
weapon range.
That was the one other thing.
Mm-hmm. So really sick upgrades.
They're great upgrades.
And there's one of each. There's no tiered thing. There's no like bad version of it, better version of it, good version. There's just like here's the burn damage mod, and that's the burn damage mod for the whole game.
Yeah, it's
they have better scopes in the range and stuff, but they didn't have any of the with the modifiers where they actually change your weapon type.
Yeah,
I think like the coolest mods were the ones that did the EMP damage because like they actually had a chance of being something cool.
Those like kind of. With the added damage of getting the best guns in the game, and then with the EMP stuff, it literally, like at the end of the game, you're fighting a bunch of robots anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just like, this is so easy now.
Oh, you're stunned. Oh, you're stunned. But, what was it originally? Oh, yeah, and it's just like the to get the best guns. It's like literally like the last two parts of the game. Whereas I wish they could have like balanced it a bit better, I guess. Like either... have the enemies have like less health and have like, I don't know, like the ability to do like the same amount of damage to you.
Right.
Versus like, okay, well, they can do these abilities.
And now they have 20 more health.
Oh, God. And this guy can summon in 30 other people. Okay, well, here you go.
Yeah.
Which is, oh, great, cool.
Yeah, this is what we needed. It's fun.
It's crazy how much it swung, too, because it went from... any other weapon and any other armor in the game being like, okay, we can't take more than like 3 people at one time without it being like a serious thing. Like we have to really think about positioning, and we're, if we pull more than 3 people, then we're just gonna reload and just take everybody out by themselves. And then at the end, it went like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. We're gonna kill everything. There was no in between. There was no, slowly
we still
becoming
had
more powerful or like having it be like
we still save scummed during
the save scum
because
like the last
no because
well it's partly that, but also like the last fight was like an actual fight. It seemed like we weren't
which had no build up.
No, like we weren't fighting the game itself to win. We were like actually having a good old fashioned fight with giant robots and people with psychic abilities. Because it's still like touch and go at the beginning because I forgot that the mechs do like splash damage. So Borman got like knocked down to half health, and then Pharaoh was getting like stunned, locked by some
by
robot,
EMP,
police taser. Don't tase me, bro.
But yeah, it's like in the Palatina. We had to fight her.
Oh,
literally nothing happened.
Yeah,
literally that was the final boss.
Yeah. She was supposed to be like this high priestess.
Conversation between them or her and the mutants.
Yeah,
and she was alive for like 2 rounds.
Yeah,
so
I think she was the first one we killed. Yeah, that's right.
Just no fanfare, nothing.
Yeah, they didn't do anything like. For the storyline, because there were a couple of storylines happening at once, right? There's like the main one of you need to find this character, which I was hoping wasn't going to happen, but it ended up being that's the game. The whole game is you have to find this one guy, and once you find him, that's the end, right? And then you have this other storyline of these other factions trying to do their own thing, and they're like, oh, they're gonna launch this stuff and they're going to destroy our home base and all that. And then you get to the high priestess, the person who's supposed to be like ahead of these people, and then they don't talk about after she dies. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no like after death thing where she's like not dead yet, but she's like on her last breath and she says something. There's no intro to the battle conversation really.
Nope.
It's just like, okay, you fought her, you beat her, which after we had a couple of things in that battle that you guys were talking about, the last one. Once we figured like those little bits out, we kind of just destroyed them.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a challenge once we mitigated like 1 or 2 things, and then that was it. Totally exploited the mech like hard.
Oh yeah, it was not too bad, but I don't know, like it felt more like I'm just kind of saying the same thing over and over again, but kind of like my last thought is like I wish they doubled down on one or the other genre, not like it shouldn't be like a stealth tactical action adventure game or whatever. It should just be either like a stealth adventure game or a tactical adventure game. because it just didn't seem to kind of work well together. Because you can do both, but that doesn't necessarily make it a good thing, because it's just like, okay, now you gotta be sneaky in tactical mode, which is like 5 turns of Borman knocking somebody down, and
the other two shooting them with their silenced weapons.
Yeah. Pew.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, if you shoot a gun, the whole map aggroes to you.
Yeah.
So
even people from another map.
That's why you have to save scum.
Yeah, because then you all of a sudden you're fighting 8 people instead of just 2 or 3.
Yeah. Which
So.
wouldn't have been that bad. You could just be like, all right, I'm going to tactically get into this engagement with like 4 people.
Yeah.
But they're not going to alert the 800 dogs
Yeah.
and the mother dog that's down the road. Nah, nah, nah. Nah, nah, nah.
Yeah, we had to we basically had to pull out every exploit and small little with that dog situation. We're like, okay, we'll possess this person's mind on the enemy team and run him towards the dog, so the dogs are held back so we can deal with the current situation. And it felt like we were always just trying to do this crazy shit just to make it work, because we felt so underpowered the whole time.
Another thing that would make that a whole lot better is if we're fighting against 50 people, we could at least have the full 5 crew that we acquire throughout the game. That'd been cool. But what do I know? I'm just some fucking guy.
Right, yeah. You could never have more than 3 people. And then when you unlock people, you had to switch out the people that you've been playing for like 3 hours with. That felt weird. I didn't like that.
Man, I thought like it would be more... because when we originally started this, I told the guys like, hey, we're going to make this a little bit more fun. Once you pick a character, that's like your character, and you get to make all the decisions you want. But then it led to like super long decision-making processes. And then by the time we actually got new characters, nobody gave a fuck. We're like, okay, whatever, cool. This guy does this thing, sweet. Let's just fucking get this game over with. I'm like, cool.
I really think the game suffered hard from they had to have put in the minimum, like the absolute minimum. Okay, how many items will make the game just work, just barely work? Because they really should have increased the amount of items you could find by like threefold.
Yeah,
like just different options and stuff. Because then at least you would have had options. It felt like you had no options. I had
a
they
scattergun and super limit your abilities.
Yeah, they super limit your abilities.
They just limit everything. Yeah.
And so you had no tactical options, and you couldn't switch your abilities in a battle. So if you accidentally got into one, you would have something that was like,
that's a save scum.
Yeah, that's a save scum.
Yep.
And it made it all like just really like, oh, I wish I could do this, and for everything, and all of it was just disappointing.
Yeah, it was just
bad.
Yeah.
But that's Mutant Year Zero. Do we have the ideas of what the next game is going to be?
Not yet. Yeah.
Nice. All right, cool. It's going to be a surprise.
Maybe Devotion? Spencer, if you want to play that?
Well, see, that's a good game.
I don't know. I haven't seen a whole bunch on it. I remember having like a particular idea for a game, but it was like a while back.
You better remember it then.
Otherwise, you're going to be playing spooky games.
I mean, I think it was a spooky game.
No, okay, perfect.
I think my game's going to be Alan Wake.
Oh, Alan Wake. Alan Wake. That game has like it's kind of good, but it has a ton of jank. So that obviously you can do like American Nightmare.
No, that's the expansion. I want to do the original.
Well, isn't American Nightmare like the full thing too?
No.
American Nightmare is like a not a crossover, but a spin-off.
Yeah.
Not like a spin-off. It's just a whole different game with Alan Wake.
Right.
Man, go for that.
But that's my game. I don't give a shit what Spencer plays.
Spencer play Alan Wake. Beat Matt to it. Then he can't play.
Well, I already played through all of Alan Wake when it first came out.
Yeah. So. Samesies. Think that's it for me for this week. What have you two been up to? You played a lot of games.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Monday, Tuesday, we played The Forest.
Yeah, we played The Forest. We've been playing that a lot recently. I mean, has your opinion changed in The Forest at all?
No. I mean, I think it's a good survival horror-ish game.
Like survival
the scariest moment had to be when we were on a boat and I tried to put my cassette player on the boat so we could all listen to the same song, which is Love is a Battlefield. And I accidentally threw my cassette player into the ocean.
Oh.
And then I had no hesitation. It was like I had lost my child in the ocean. So I jump in immediately to try to find my cassette player. Yeah. But luckily, it was
floating on top of the water. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay.
Coulter saw it.
Yeah, to kind of give some context, you find cassettes and you play them on this little like radio and
cassette player. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're I was trying to say the same words when you're playing it, it actually increases the amount of stamina you regain, and the songs are bops. Right.
Oh, okay.
So like
the songs are bops.
Yeah, the songs are fucking
They
good.
slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, they slap. They're bops.
Yeah,
Right? Dude,
so
come on.
far we've
with the
unlocked...
common parlance of the children. Okay.
All right, what are you gonna Fortnite dance over here?
No, but yeah, like, and one of them sounds just like "Love Is a Battlefield." Like it's like they channeled that song's energy into just kind of like an instrumental track, and so it's awesome. And you can play music for other people, but you have to like do like some weird
yeah, you have to like set it down. And it can only be set certain places. So I was really hyped that you could set it on the boat.
But when the boat's moving, it's not moving or something. It didn't click right to it, and it just flew right into the water. And I was like, ah!
My baby.
Yeah, basically.
Matt, right afterwards, you're like, honestly, if one of you fell into the water, I wouldn't have stopped. I wouldn't have gone in. But
yeah, because you only have the one cassette player.
Yeah, that's it. And you can only listen to music. It's invaluable. Like it's actually like really good. But
and the songs bang.
Yeah.
Only one song doesn't bang. It bangs later, but it takes a long time to get there.
Yeah, it's a bit of a build up. And then another one's too short, like the rock song or whatever.
Yeah, there's like a cool metal one, but it's like a minute.
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's too short. And you have to open up your menu, you have to do a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, in order to even turn it on, you have to like equip it, use it, and then switch it out with your weapon or whatever you're using. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Also, weirdly enough, we got like there's like 3 tiers of boats: small, big, and then there's like a houseboat. And we got the big boat, and one side, because like 2 people have to drive it, and so you're both holding in it, and then you can let go, and like between the 2 of you steer it. And for some reason, the right side of the boat is like twice as strong as the left side of the boat. So, and we even switched people, so it wasn't like the person. And so one person basically like had to just not go over and over. It's like a bunch of mini management to get it to work right. It's weird. It's just like a weird thing to happen. But
Coulter and Spencer are good at it.
Yeah,
D fucking sucks.
is terrible.
She cannot drive a boat. I tell you what. Not even a little bit.
No, she cannot wrap her head around it. She's like, "How? What do I do here? What do I click?" I mean, literally, it's left click and right click.
Oh god.
But yeah, it's pretty fun.
Remember your Tuesday night part of the stream?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Check,
we can
check the clips.
go into that story if we want.
No, it's fine.
You check the clips.
Check the clips.
Well, you have to go through the whole stream to find that.
No,
I made a
he
clip.
clipped it.
Oh, you actually clipped it. Oh,
Oh no! Yeah, I always clip the flips. Oh yeah,
clip the flips.
clip the flips. Clip flip. Clip flip. The flubs is what I
Clip
meant
flip
to say.
just sounds like a 90s toy.
Hip clip is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, there it is.
Wasn't that those like little tiny?
Like
Boom
they had
boxes.
one song.
Yeah,
Or
they
like
had,
part of a song.
and it was at like 32 kilobytes,
Oh
Yeah, it was super small.
and it sounded like shit.
It was the worst thing ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm listening to Kids Bop on my clip flip.
Yeah, it's
Hip clip flip.
like the audio quality was like MP1.
Jesus.
It was real bad.
MP. Okay.
What else? On Wednesday we played Mutant Year Zero. That game fucking sucks.
But we finished it.
Yeah.
It's over.
Which, by the way, the ending, like, not even a twist. They play it out like it's supposed to be a twist.
Yeah.
You know immediately what's happening, like, hours before the mutants know what's happening. So don't be, don't expect to be surprised.
Yeah.
But and then Thursday we didn't play anything. Well, we didn't stream anything.
Yeah.
And Friday we didn't stream anything. But we've been
I
playing a lot
streamed.
Right,
Yeah.
you did stream on
Hey,
Friday.
Oh, everybody
Yeah, let's
forgets
talk
about
that.
my Friday streams.
Oh, no, it's all right.
All right. No one cares. I'm sitting here playing Hades. Great fucking game. Amazing game. I made it to the Bone Hydra every single time but once.
Yeah.
And then I died in Offendel or Osfodel, which is a big improvement from last week because I only beat the lady once last week. And then this week, kicked her ass every single time.
Nice.
First floor boss. So I've been really enjoying that.
Yeah.
I have a couple people that come in and help me out. Tell me what's good.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, there's like some other speedrunner or not speed. Was it he's a speedrunner or was he just an enthusiast? I can't remember his name. The guy that was like comparing his times with you.
Wisp. Morbid Wisp.
Yeah, that's right. Morbid.
Yeah. No, he plays a lot. But he helps me out.
Nah.
Which is nice.
I think one of the coolest things about that game, because I haven't actually seen too much of the gameplay. Matt's been playing it strictly on Fridays, really. I mean, I've seen a little bit of it. I think I've seen some of your gameplay after the fact, and I've seen I saw Northland playing it before. But one of the coolest things for me is No Clip, which is that video game documentary YouTube channel, is doing like a continuing kind of like step-by-step documentary of Hades.
As it's in development.
Yeah, as it's in like early access, and they have 2 episodes right now, and it's like really cool to see their process and because they go like into it, like, you know, the first one's about the release and how all the shit that had to get done to make sure that the release was not announced too early, or you know, you get to see them putting together the trailer for it and like what they did to do that. Literally, it was kind of cool. They actually got the trailer footage from like in engine. So they were talking about like, okay, I got this, but I wanted this one animation here. I don't know if we should add it in post or should we just re-record in the game. And it's like all it's like the way they go about it. And I never thought about that before.
You know what's depressing to watch? Because I started watching the No Clip documentaries, is the Fallout 76 documentary.
We haven't seen that one yet.
It's very depressing after the fact because everybody's so excited. Like, oh yeah, we just really hope it's going to be a good game. We're going to incorporate all these things. Really excited about this. And Todd Howard's like, oh yeah, instead of playing it safe, I don't know, just put more shit in it. Just keep trying to add additional shit. I'm like, here we go.
That was the problem.
There we go. That's part of it.
Yeah, I think we didn't watch it because
I don't care about that game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, besides that, like by the time we saw that there was an episode, it was like a couple weeks ago. So it was like after everything's already happened, we're like, it's not worth watching now.
No, it's just
Yeah.
But the No Clip documentaries are really, really cool. And I think, I don't know, like Hades just seems like it's actually like a really, like,
it's really fun.
The way they're going about developing it, it's like really cool.
Roguelike, so I'm like, I want to do more.
Yeah.
With Slay the Spire, you know, that kind of got like, it doesn't draw me in as much as it's Hades.
Right. And what's really cool about it is they're not just using like the same Greek gods that's
literally
everybody else, like they're going in and they're finding all these smaller gods that are like never used, and they're like finding ways to put them in there and add them in just kind of slowly over time and building onto the game, which I'm like, that's like, oh dude, like duh, like that make, you know, because I've always thought the amount of games and the amount of stuff that's written about the Greek gods and the Norse gods, I think God of War did a good job with that too, like having the different stuff and like reimagining how their relationships and all that is like they just use like the same popular gods over and over again. And I was like, what about all these other ones? And there's like there's a ton, but because after a while it feels like a tired story, you know.
Yeah.
But Hades was the dick, then Aphrodite tried to calm Hades down, and then Zeus was a bigger dick and killed everybody. The story.
Oh, Hercules.
No, Poseidon. Meh. Okay.
Hey.
Not you.
What? Oh yeah. So that's what I played on Friday.
And then, I mean, besides that, Matt and I have been playing off stream. Dead Space, and we actually beat Dead Space 1 this week. And we started playing Dead Space 2, and we're almost done with Dead Space 2 already after just like 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Like Dead Space 2 going kind of quicker, like much quicker than.
Yeah, it feels like it's
Dead Space
going
1.
much quicker.
Yeah, because it took us like maybe 3 or 4 just like play sessions to get through Dead Space 1.
Yeah.
And Dead Space 2, we've only done 2 like maybe 3 to 4 hour ones, not even. And we're already on chapter 10, and there's only 14. And we got through the first 6 chapters in the first one, and then we only got through like 3 or 4. I think 3 actual chapters in the second one. So it slowed down a little bit, but the difference is in Dead Space 1. The difference is like going between chapters. You have like the tram thing. There's like a set. Okay, you're done with this chapter. You're going to the next area. You ride the tram, right? In Dead Space 2, it's just like the new chapter can happen at any moment. Like you go through a door and it's
Pops
like,
out of nowhere.
and it's just like chapter 2. You're like, oh, okay, that was just chapter 1, and
I don't even have my suit yet.
yeah, and they did kind of a good job of having almost no like
Visible loading screens.
Yeah, there's like no visible loading screens like anywhere. Obviously, it's probably when you're riding in an elevator, but even then, shit happens to you. There's one where they totally trick you. You have like a whole conversation with somebody in an elevator, and you're like talking, and then after the conversation, you're like, okay, the elevator is almost where it needs to be, and then just like, you get attacked. And usually it's like one or the other. You either like are right in the elevator.
Well, that's the first time I've ever been attacked in an elevator.
Besides like the very beginning of Dead Space 1 and the big cargo elevator part, of course.
Well, yeah.
But that's like, yeah, obviously it's a bigger elevator. I wonder if I'm going to get attacked, you know? Yes, you are.
Surprise.
But I mean, what are your because we went through all of Dead Space 1.
I think Dead Space 1 holds up very well. I was scared.
Yeah, no, I think there's actually more scary parts in Dead Space 1 than Dead Space 2.
Yeah.
Dead Space 2 has more like flash, like more like, you know, smooth, you know, animation stuff, and like kind of like more cinematic bits where, you know, it goes into kind of an Uncharted type thing where you're getting attacked and flung through something, or you know, just more movie like moments. Like Dead Space 1, the atmosphere and just the way that they build up moments and bring things out in pretty unpredictable ways. Like Matt was literally just stressed. Like you would go into a room and just be like checking behind himself all the time. And like, okay. And he would inch toward like an item on a wall and be like, okay, is someone around the corner? Okay, no, okay. And look behind me.
Yeah.
I'll grab the item. Okay.
Yeah. I was on my toes the whole time.
And what's crazy about that is I've noticed a pattern in Dead Space 2 that didn't happen very much in Dead Space 1, where like it started happening more towards the end of Dead Space 1, where you'll get into a situation, you're in like a place, and then now enemies are attacking you. The lights go off, or there's like a security thing. Unknown life form in the thing. We're shutting down the doors, and you have to kill these things before the doors will open up, right? And that seems to happen all the time in Dead Space 2. But Dead Space 1, it was like you could be anywhere and something could fuck you up.
Yeah.
And I think that was really cool.
I think can't remember if we were talking about during the stream or before the stream, but I think we said like Dead Space 1 has more horror, and then like the second one has like more body horror.
Yeah.
Like you get more fucked up. Horror. Yeah. Have you come across like those little bug things that like chop off your head and like inhabit your body?
No, but I haven't been killed by one. Like I have, but I haven't been killed.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because like it like kind of just moves around for a few seconds. Like, am I still in control? What's going on? Oh no, okay.
Oh, which ones are those?
Those are the little those slimy like head crab thingies.
Yeah,
the ones with like the weird spindly arms.
Yeah.
Oh, those things do that.
Yeah.
Oh, Matt always just like kills them.
I've only died, I think, like 4 or 5 times to real enemies. There's been a couple times where I've missed like a QTE section and I didn't really know it was a QTE session.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, actually it's kind of cool. Like it doesn't just like beat your head, you know, like you know what you're supposed to do. You just kind of got caught off guard, you know. Yeah. Which I think I like that better than like, oh, press B and everything slows down and gives you a chance to press B. Like that gets old after a while.
But yeah, since we beat Dead Space 1, talking about Dead Space 1, hard's a word. Yeah.
I think the game feels like it definitely has a very satisfying gameplay loop, right?
Yeah. And we were doing, we didn't 100% it.
No.
But we did try our best to get all the power nodes or whatever so we could power up the weapons.
Yeah. Like I had a guide up, and it's like if you ever want to play Dead Space 1 again or Dead Space 2, there are these guides that people have made where literally it just tells you the locations of all the nodes and like maybe like the power node rooms and schematics for stuff. And it's just like in this chapter, in this order, you should come across these things, right? And it doesn't tell you anything else. Like Dead Space 1 was great because it didn't spoil anything. Dead Space 2 kind of tells me some stuff like after you meet with so and so, it's like fuck.
Yeah.
But in Dead Space 1 list, it was just the best way to do it because you wouldn't miss anything. But then it also didn't spoil like whether or not you were coming across a particular new type of enemy or anything like that. And that was pretty fun. Like okay, make sure you get this node and then basically.
Jeepers.
The twist that Nicole your chick or whatever. It came out in 2008, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
11 years ago. All right. No spoilers. But she's dead.
Yeah.
And the twist is she's dead. And you're like, oh, fuck, she's dead. I didn't know that. You do know this because it's obvious.
It's way obvious. It's so, and like,
I don't know if they even tried to make it a twist now that I'm thinking about it.
Right.
But the whole Isaac, his whole thing is supposed to be like it's warped and fucked because of the marker.
Right.
But the twist doesn't, like, if it was a twist, it's a bad twist.
Right.
Because it's painfully obvious.
What's really interesting about it is like the actual twist was that he did actually know that she was already dead. Right, because they play that initial video of her being like, "Oh, hey, I've been here for like 6 months and I'm so happy, blah blah blah." And then at the end they reveal, "Oh, but did you watch the whole video?" And then it's like, "Oh," and in the very end she's like, committing Sudoku with some
lethal injection,
lethal injection or whatever. And you're like, "Oh, okay." And it turns out no, he did watch it, but then he was in denial, the whole time, and he was feeling guilty about it, and that's why the marker used that to warp him to do stuff. And what's funny about it is at the end they say, "Oh, you were doing the marker's bidding the whole time." When like you only do the marker's bidding
literally for the last 2 chapters.
That's
the
it.
Bitch that is with you, who's you're with 2 people, everybody else gets killed, and they're telling you the whole time to go do shit.
Yeah,
the whole time, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's a fucking game. You got to do shit.
Yeah,
it's not a
bad
sandbox.
thing.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But then the bitch has the nerve at the end. I'm calling her a bitch because she's a bitch. All right.
she is actually the whole game.
Yeah.
She's mean.
Yeah. At the end, she's like, "You were just doing this the whole time, motherfucker. 3 fucking hours ago, you were telling me to do this shit. All right. All right. Who, the marker? Is the marker controlling you? Dumb bitch. Telling me."
What's crazy about it is it's not even, she makes it sound like maybe you were doing the things that she was saying, but then unconsciously doing other things that the marker was telling you to do, when that never happened. Like the only times you ever see Nicole is when she's like literally helping you get to where you wanted to go based on what someone else was telling you to do, which was not the marker, it was that woman.
Yeah.
So it's like you weren't even doing the marker's bidding until the very, and even then you weren't really even doing the marker's bidding at the end. It's like
you were because you're listening to Nicole.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly obvious that Nicole is not Nicole in that game.
And fun fact, the first letter of each chapter in Dead Space 1 spells out Nicole is dead.
Yeah, me and Spencer were having a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
because we knew.
Yeah, like, okay, this chapter is going to start with an I. I wonder what the name of it is, because we already know that Nicole is dead. And what's crazy about that is, if you get to chapter, I want to say, because there's 12 chapters, I think it's chapter 8, if I do my math right, but I'm probably wrong. Because you have Nicole is already, and the chapter that starts with the D of dead starts with the word dead. So if you read
the D
Nicole,
at the end of the chapter 12 or whatever also is dead.
Also starts with dead. So it's like you already get Nicole is dead before you even finish the game. Like it's apparent. It's obvious.
She's very dead. Oh, the last one's chapter 9 is Dead on Arrival, and chapter 12 is Dead Space.
Yeah.
They said the name of the game. What? Oh god.
There was something I wanted to say, and I'm like losing it.
Star.
In regards to how the game ended, I feel like it was like overall as far as boss battles.
Oh yeah, we destroyed the boss because we had found every power node. So it was like a pretty simple rinse and repeat boss fight. Shoot glowy bit.
Yeah.
Kill mean boss.
Yeah.
Right.
Which apparently a lot of people have a hard time with.
Yeah. So the last boss fight,
kind of goes Hollywood.
The game's inner logic kind of it does a good job of setting up expectations. So anything that has a yellow glowing bit, you're like you immediately know you got to shoot it, right?
Yeah.
And that's no different with the boss fight. And the boss fight is literally,
giant
tentacles are falling on you, and then after the tentacles fall, it opens up its fucking mouth thing with like glowy somethings, and then you just got to shoot one of those or 2 of those or how many you can before it closes up again, and then tentacles fall, and that's the whole thing. And I guess, and there's one moment where it picks you up and it's dangling you, and you have to shoot like a bunch of things on its head. And if you don't do that in time, it'll actually rip your arms off with its mouth and eat you. Matt didn't have that problem because we had the contact beam or the contact gun or whatever, which is like the super laser beam gun. And it takes out one of those orbs in like one shot, which apparently is actually not what's supposed to happen. But with other weapons. And I guess that's what's hard about it, is that people weren't able to destroy the stuff quickly enough before it killed them. And like every time there was an opportunity to destroy one of the yellow orby things, Matt destroyed one. Because apparently if you miss one, it shoots out an enemy at you to fight with the other thing. And it never happened for us. I didn't even know that was a thing until I read it in like a thing afterwards, just making sure that we didn't miss anything or whatever. It's like, oh yeah, if you miss one of the orb things, it actually shoots out a pregnant, which is one of those big blob things that when you kill them, a bunch of small creatures come out of them. Never happened with us because you never missed a chance to get one.
Oh,
almost did. It was scary. But.
I think doesn't the second one also have like a thing? If you beat it like on the hardest difficulty, you get a finger gun.
Yep.
Yeah, it's called the hand cannon. It's hilarious.
Bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, we're reading about it, and yeah, if you beat the game on the hardest difficulty on hardcore mode, it's literally a foam finger, and Isaac makes all the sound effects for it,
and like one shots people.
Thanks, Fiskid. You actually reminded me what I want to talk about. The silent protagonist thing.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
Yeah. So the second game has voice acting for Isaac, but the first game doesn't.
Yeah.
And I guess there was a whole conversation, like some people were upset that Isaac
had voice actor. A lot of people wanted him to stay silent.
Which is bullshit, because if you play Dead Space 1 right now, it is so awkward. There are like any scene with Nicole, she's talking at you, talking about how much she loves you and how she misses you and how she hasn't seen you in a while. And Isaac's just like...
Yeah, sup?
There's not even a cutscene or like even an in-game,
you see his face twice.
Yeah,
the whole game. You see it in the beginning
and then the very end.
And in the very end.
And there's no like even emoting on his part, right? You still have control of the character and you're running around and she's like on the other side of a chasm or something. There's some divider, which is the way all the NPC interactions in Dead Space 1 are, it seems.
And most of them in Dead Space 2
Most of them in Dead Space 2, yeah. And she's talking at you and like saying all this stuff, and you know that the character is supposed to feel a certain way. Like he came here because he was worried about his girlfriend and all this stuff. And by the end, they make this whole thing out of how he like compartmentalized the fact that she actually died and was feeling guilty about it. But you don't get any idea about that. It's like he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, because it's so weird.
Yeah, it's actually weird.
Because it just doesn't make any sense, and especially if they continue that Dead Space 2. Can you imagine like all the weird? Because Nicole pops up, randomly, trying to guilt you like a woman.
Yeah,
it's a joke, people. It's a joke. All right, it's a joke.
Shut up. Just leave me alone.
But she's like yelling at you, make us whole. He's like, get the fuck away from me. You're dead. Crazy bitch. That's how anybody would react.
Yeah. Right.
If your girlfriend was just screaming at you in static and make us whole, you're like, whole what?
Yeah. And in the first game, it's like, I guess the thing that sets it apart from other games that do have a silent protagonist where it works is
you're choosing dialogue.
You're choosing dialogue stuff, or the game is like you're the character, right? Like you're playing this as if you are the person. But in this, it's like it's very distinctly Isaac is the character, and you're playing through and just kind of experiencing his story. So it makes sense that if given the option, they should have some type of voice acting, especially since you have no dialogue options in the whole game. Which I do appreciate. What Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2 does, especially Dead Space 2, is they do that thing that only certain games can pull off, which is continuous camera throughout the entire game. Like God of War does that too. So no cuts in the camera at all. Like if something crazy is happening, the camera follows the action and there's no cut to a different camera angle or anything like that. It's always behind the character, or at least following the character. And that's like a really cool way to kind of continue the
momentum.
The momentum. And like Half-Life was really known for doing that, and I think it was like the pioneer or whatever. But it's just like something I noticed. Though. I was like, oh, that is really cool. And you don't even notice it in God of War. They do such a good job. The camera never switches away. It's always just a moving camera.
What else is cool? Yeah, and then Dead Space 2 with the protagonist, when you're stomping on motherfuckers to get stuff, he'll cuss at them.
Yeah, he'll motherfucker.
Yeah, which is sick.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Which is what I would do.
Yeah. At first, we weren't sure if he was actually cussing.
Yeah.
And then...
I think he has a bunch of different lines, because that was the first time we clearly had heard...
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he kind of grunts it to himself.
Oh, yeah, because number 2 is like the one where they went punk rock, I think, because they had that Rat in the Cage song with the trailers or whatever.
Oh right, yeah. Showing him fucking shit up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than Headstrong, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Dead Space 1 holds up. I think
insanely well.
Yeah,
for 2008, I think it holds up.
Yeah, the
great.
weapon kind of like growing, the customization and how it you get through the game. It feels just natural, right? It feels like you have choices and you can experiment a little bit, but you probably shouldn't experiment too much. Like there's definitely a limit, and it makes that clear. And everything feels like it's progressing at a good rate throughout the whole thing, which is awesome.
Yeah. A lot of people liken it to Dead Space 1 being Alien, Dead Space 2 being Aliens.
Yeah.
And Dead Space 3 being
Alien 3.
Alien 3.
Which is, I mean, I haven't played Dead Space 3, but
I'm
so
excited to get to it
sense.
because I've never played it.
Yeah. Also, the whole Unitology, Scientology thing.
Oh, God. Dude. Dead Space lights up Scientology. They basically outline, because Unitology is the main enemy antagonist in the game. They're doing this.
It's like this religious
fanatic
sect.
thing, but it's tiered exactly like Scientology.
Yeah, they talk about bringing people in and
how much money they can do it.
Yeah, all this stuff. Like it's so like much the same, and it's so funny because they go like they go deep into it in Dead Space 1, but you have to read audio. You have to listen to audio logs and read.
I love
text
listening to audio logs.
And
I'm serious. It's one of my most favorite ways to experience the
and when
story.
A game does it well, it's like really good. It is really cool. And then Dead Space 2, they even go hard. Like it makes it so much more apparent, right?
But they have a thing where you're in an indoctrination center for the Unitologists, and then they have a bio of one of the dudes there, and they have it like listed like gullibility, blah 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 blah, how much money he's willing to spend, how strong is his like faith and so, and like they have like 18 things they list out, and then they're at the bottom. They're like, he's probably going to show up for like one thing, so
don't pursue that.
Don't pursue him.
Yeah, he's not gullible enough. Nah, ain't gonna happen. But what's funny is, I guess the original writer or like the creator or something was saying it's not made about Scientology. It's just a general like what would happen if everything was turned to 11 for religious fanatics and stuff like that. Like, nah, dude. It like literally even when they talk about the how like the hierarchy is like the same.
Yeah.
Even in Dead Space 1, they go through the whole thing on how it's done. So someone was writing an expose or something like that, which is how they did that, and you're reading their expose about it. And it doesn't do the whole thing, which is kind of cool. It's like it's a newspaper. It's like more on page 42, but you never find that part. But yeah, good game. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I've been super enjoying our time.
And Dead Space 2 is good.
Cool.
And Dead Space 2 is really good. We'll talk about that once we beat it.
Yeah.
There you
go. Did we want to go over a little bit about at least the main story that we want to talk about today, since we're literally at the end of the podcast?
Bye-bye, Reggie. See you later.
Yeah. Reggie
Fils-Aime is
retired from Nintendo. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know who that motherfucker was until I started playing Smash.
Yeah, I didn't really have a fully. I mean, I remember.
Like, I saw him in E3s when I didn't care about Smash.
Right.
But I didn't care about Nintendo either.
Yeah. I didn't realize that he was a figure like he actually apparently is until I started caring more about Smash and caring more about what
Nintendo does as a company.
But he joined Nintendo in 2003, and that's after he was with VH1. He worked for VH1 for 2 years.
That's why he's so hip.
And actually, like, literally just revolutionized VH1's entire marketing towards younger audiences and like saved them as a network at the time. Because you imagine around 2000, in that time period, MTV was like rocking it. Like they were destroying any other channel that was music based.
Yeah.
At that time, and that's when like pop punk was big and they had all those shows. And then in 2003, he went over to Nintendo right before, like right at the end of the GameCube era, and then into the Wii and the Wii U, and then now the Switch, and like completely like apparently he was so good at negotiating stuff. He got vendors, instead of trying to pine towards vendors to just hold their stock at all. He got vendors to agree that if they were going to. The only way they were going to be allowed to even have their game was if they were going to buy it in bulk. Like they were going to buy like a ton of copies of it. And it's like almost single-handedly made the 3DS as successful as it was because of doing that with vendors and stuff like that. Like totally just rewrote how Nintendo worked with like America and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. And he's being succeeded by Doug Bowser, which is
hilarious.
Awesome.
He also looks kind of like a cool guy.
Yeah. I think we saw him a little bit during the E3 thing, or one of the recent within the last year.
It's just going to be weird without Reggie there.
Yeah, I know.
His body was always ready.
Yeah.
He also coined that phrase.
Yeah, when they were doing the Wii balance board, he came out on the stage and said, my body is ready. And apparently that's where that meme comes from. It's like,
the more you know.
Yeah, his first introduction for E3 2004 is he came out and said, like, the first thing he ever said publicly was, my name is Reggie, I'm about kicking ass, I'm about taking names, and we're about making games. That's his first. Nice. It was like, and afterwards people called him the Reginator.
Oh yeah, apparently because he was like having a weed sword fight with somebody, and he's like, that's why they call me the Reginator.
Yeah,
he made his own nickname, and it kind of got stuck somehow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
before Twitch was even a thing, the Madman.
Yeah, but really cool. I mean, I feel like he was a great face of the company for
the U.S. branch.
For the U.S. branch. And I guess eventually he became like CEO of like the Japanese company in general.
No, I don't think so.
Or was it just the
U.S.
Just the
portion? U.S. portion.
Because they were talking about how it was the first
very
time.
Separate.
Well, that's the thing is they're talking about how it was the first time that a Japanese company had that happen with an American exec or whatever.
I definitely don't think he's CEO because they always specify Nintendo of America.
Yeah. Right, that's true. That's true. Yeah. See here. I have.
No, take your time.
Oh, I mean, continue talking about.
Biscay, how's it going, dude?
I'm pretty
great.
We're just
gonna fill some dead air while Spencer looks this up, even though we're probably already right.
Yeah, well, you know. No, I was trying to think of other Reggie stuff I could think of off the top of my head, except for like the anime fights he had with some other guy, where he was like blocking and punching, and the puppet stuff from a few years ago.
I think when Brawl got released, they did what did they call their short little like E3 thingies? Direct. He was like, no Johns, which is a big Smash thing. He told Hunger Bikes he was going to come back and kick his ass in the next Smash Invitational that they had.
They never had one.
They never had a rematch.
Not officially, at least. Maybe it's like one of those behind the scenes, like from Rocky 2 or whatever.
But it's nice to have like a CEO of a major corporation not be a total sleazeball.
Stick in the mud, yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You have like a lot of other ones who are terrible. What's the guy from Gearbox? That dude's a piece of shit.
I don't remember his name, but Randy talking about
Randy Pitchford.
Cliff Bleszinski or whatever.
Also a dickhead.
He actually got into like a weird Twitter thing with the guys I used to follow, Angry Pat from the Super Best Friends or whatever. Because like Cliff's like, oh yeah, enjoyed retirement, Reggie. It's pretty cool. Something or other. And Pat was like, yeah, well, how did it start? It started with like Cliff saying like, enjoy the retirement. Don't come back no matter how many times they ask you to make like another game or whatever, or something along the lines of that. And Angry Pat was like, nobody has asked you or ever will ask you again to make another game. And then there's a sub Twitter account. I don't even know if it's who it's run by, called Theme Team, was just started ripping on Pat. And then Pat was going against Cliff. And then people were like, well, yeah, Cliff's a piece of shit. Here's like all the stuff he's done in the past. It was just a really weird thing to come out of that. I'm like, okay.
Then you have like the EA dude, Bobby Kotick.
Oh, Bobby Kotick. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, we have most money we ever made. 800, you're gone.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so I was wrong.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, he was appointed as executive officer of Nintendo of America for 1 year and subsequently reappointed every year under the approval of Nintendo's board of directors. But plans to retire effective April 15th, 2019 to be succeeded by Doug Bowser.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Get out while it's hot, you know? Right.
Yeah.
Before it was like, oh God, what's on the Reggie cringe of the week this time? Oh, what's he doing now? Oh, geez.
Yeah. Oh,
the thing about him and cringe though, it's like it was some of it was cringy, but it's like if your dad does something cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I wasn't. I was
like,
saying.
oh no, I'm just saying like
Oh,
other
okay,
people. He has that effect where you're like, oh, dad.
Oh, Reg.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? Like that was silly, but it's not like
It's lighthearted
it doesn't
cringe.
hurt your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because there is some cringe, GDQ, that it just fucking hurts you.
Yeah, he pulls it off.
Or
Yeah.
Or-
Can you please be quiet a minute? No one's talking to you, bitch. I'm not calling her a bitch because she's a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
is that your new go-to every time you say bitch? It's like, it's okay because she is literally a bitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
The part concerning VH1 that I thought was crazy was in the 2 years he worked there, he increased their ratings by 30%.
Nice.
And he also ran a New York-based thing called The Concert and helped them with their marketing. And it garnered more than $35 million for disaster relief because of September 11th.
Reggie, you're a goddamn hero.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. Well,
all right, Fistcake. Why don't you tell people where they can find you, what you're doing?
You can find me on the old YouTubes at Fistcake. I'll have more Twitch highlights, or not highlights, but Twitch VODs in the noon. More Resident Evil, more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the 7th stand user.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's fun to put in the titles every single time. Because I realized shortening out the titles doesn't really help out with search and stuff. So
Right.
Who fucking knows anymore?
right.
Well, it's also the same name as
And
like
also,
a show.
who gives a
God.
shit?
We messed up.
Oh, we forgot about the YouTube.
bullshit. Oh God.
Oh, shit. Second YouTube apocalypse is happening, guys.
Man, just check Twitter. Fuck it.
At this point, who cares?
Yeah.
Like I'm just.
I
just
care so
hope
much less now that I don't even have the option of making money anymore.
Now that Total Biscuits is gone, and then Nordline, those are the only two YouTubers I cared about
Right.
that I loved.
Yeah. Like the people I watch anymore really don't even make full LPs. It's usually just VODs from Twitch.
Yeah, and then
just
the other people broke up.
Yeah.
They hate each other.
Nobody can just stay together anymore. It's like watching your dads all get divorced at the same time. But
From each other.
that's YouTube. At the Fistcake, I tweet stuff sometimes where like what's being streamed, what videos I'm posting up, blah blah blah. Mild to hot takes. On the Twitch, Tuesday through Friday. Tuesday's gonna be more Borderlands 2 with Kelly from Super Hopped Up Gaming. Wednesday will be Smash, and then
Into the
Into the Veil. Then Thursdays will probably be another long one.
You saying you're going to try to do a little bit of Tekken mixed in with the Smash?
Yeah, I think I'll try Tekken on Thursday just to see what it's like. So it'll be Thursday's gonna be Apex Legends with Butter Night 11 a.m. Tekken from 2 to 6 ish, and then 6 ish from whatever. From 6 ish to 8 ish or whatever.
What's up, Cloverlord? We're
Hey.
just ending the stream.
What's going on?
Whoa, Chili Dogs, it's a me, Sonic.
It's oh god.
Whoa!
And then
There's a
Friday
TV that looks like an apple.
Friday will be more Smash probably. That's it for me. Where can people find you two?
All right. Well, for NGTV stuff, you can catch us on YouTube and Twitch. The same handle in both places, Neanderthal Gaming TV.
Yes, the YouTube has become a dumping ground for the Twitch VODs.
Yes, we don't make any specific, like really any more YouTube particular stuff, but we do try to episode things out, and I'm going to be trying some stuff here in the future with some edited Twitch VODs instead of just dumping episoded out stuff. But we stream just about every day. Usually it's with either Rogue Ridge Gaming, we'll be playing some Forest, or we'll be doing Into the Veil on Wednesday with Fistcake, and then of course on the weekends we do Smash, and then we have a couple of ongoing series that we haven't quite finished yet that we may or may not be continuing on Twitch, but feel free to follow us there, and if you want to see any of our other stuff, follow us on YouTube and check us out on Twitter. It's on Twitter at NeanderthalGTV. As far as Concept Complete specific information goes, you can follow us on Twitter at Comcast. It's where you'll find information about the podcast as well as Into the Veil stuff, when we're going live, what we're talking about, stuff like that. Also, feel free to send us ideas and suggestions to conceptcompletecast@gmail.com. The podcast goes live at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. All episodes are available on YouTube. The audio-only version is available on your favorite podcasting app, and both are released on Mondays. So you stream on Sunday. The very next day, we release the episodes. Any last words or stuff or anything like that?
No.
If you really, really hate somebody on YouTube, post shady comments on their YouTube video.
That's so crazy that's happening.
Also, don't do that, though.
More on this next week.
All right. Well, thanks everyone so much for enjoying our content. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.